Hard pause because nothing says immersive experience like a life insurance ad.
Hello, hello, and welcome back to a new... Well, I'd say new. It's another live stream. Yeah, new intro. I've been using that for years. It's always been terrible. Yeah, new intro. Welcome in, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. I never know what to say. I should be like Doug and you say, sup. Hey. Sup, my homies? How's it going? An SSR? Is it a gacha now? Oh, how do you think I'm gonna be able to afford to pay people? Yeah, of course it's a gacha. You're gonna pull for characters and mobs. Yeah, I've decided to remove every single enemy from the game. And the way you add enemies and bosses is with a gacha system, and you get to pull it. And basically, the luckier you are, the better the enemy, and the more fun it is. But most enemies will be garbage because they're probably going to be like D rank or C rank. Yeah. So you're motivated to spend. Now you need to pay more money to have a better time. I think that's pretty much how this works. Welcome to the cringe that you binge. I can no, I can't. I feel like it would be more accurate for me to start the stream with, "Why are you here?" Don't you have someone better to watch? Hey, Zebra, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. That goes hard, though. The problem is I cringe saying that. So I can't. The meta, though? No. No. Look, we have to draw the line somewhere, okay? You cringe, we all cringe. Just because we're all in this together doesn't mean that, you know, that's how it's gonna be. Fucking cringe-tastic. Let's make this the cringiest stream ever. That's not. That's not. I tend to, like, when someone posts something cringe in chat, I tend to just ignore it. Like, I don't even want to give it the, you know, the time of day. Your opportunity to start Cringemas is over? What do you mean it's over? Christmas is coming up. Why is it over? There's Christmas coming up. We could start early. I mean, look at freaking Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving time is now Christmas time already. Maybe this year they're gonna have, you know, it even earlier. We might as well start now. Get ahead of the trend. Welcome back to Procedural Live and Procedural Minds. Doesn't work as great because one, my Twitch stream is Corrosion, not Procedural Minds, so I feel like I should just take it from Doug and say, hey, what's up? How's it going? I feel like that's the best one. You don't celebrate Thanksgiving in Europe and say you celebrate Fucksgiving? How many fucks do you give during the Fucksgiving? Because usually I don't give a fuck, but on Fucksgiving, maybe I'll, you know, I'm bound to share a few fucks around. That's your fault? True. True and real. Yesterday was very productive. We designed most of the character. I'm also playing around with a program that I'm tempted to just buy right now, actually. Hold on. Because it was on sale, and maybe I should just buy it now. Before it stops being on sale, because it's still on sale. For $20. Maybe I just buy it. Because it's really good for pixel stuff. As I found out, because it does do layers and stuff. Hold on. I'm just gonna buy this real quick. Software's on sale. All purchases are 36% off until Saturday at 4 p.m. Yeah, I'll forget. Just make sure I stay on this screen. Consumerist Live Pog? Yeah. I gotta reach for my secret card. I have a special spot for US money. Ooh. You answer that with the lyrics of a song. I have no more fucks to give. My fucks account depleted. That's a song lyric? Hey, Elemental Magic's book event. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. You're a master programmer, Elemental? Or you're a master elemental programmer? Are you Elemental? You are Elemental. An element is fire. Fire's hot. Are you calling yourself hot? I mean, I guess, you know, it's fine. I hit a US card. Is American meant as American mil? Well, you know, I don't need it except when I'm buying things that are US dollar, and I don't want to pay conversion fees. So that's what it's there for. Thank you for purchasing. Rizmaster. Get Steam key. Okay, let's not get Steam key. Can I just hold on. Let me, can I just activate settings? One sec. Can I? Oh, no, okay. Right, because it's different. I'm doing good things, don't worry. It's not bad things. Okay, debatable. Goddamn. Hey, on me, camera. Now you have a theme song for the year, you're welcome? Oh, God. I don't know if that's good or bad. Okay. Done. And now I have the full version. Now I can export and stuff. Good. Okay. Back here. Live reaction first time using new software? Not really. It's now first time using paid new software. They had a preview, just didn't low exports, which is why I was able to buy it just now for $20, and I'll show it off in a second. Since you're mistaken, so you want to give fucks. Wait, what? No, I don't give a fuck. That's why I didn't look. If I cared, if I gave a fuck, I would look. But I don't give a fuck, which is why I'm not looking. See how this works? See how the year just started to make peruse other song options? Absolutely. Okay, so this is the software that was using. This is by the way, the current character, just literally a screenshot from ZBrush. The current work in progress. Obviously, this is Quinn. And this is me testing to see how it looks just proportionally. So it will obviously look different, but yeah, that's kind of... You want to name her McBaldy? Okay, come on. We're gonna get sued at that point. Just call her Baldy like a normal person. Don't put Mick in front of it. McDonald's gets a little too litigious. Fucks are the highest currency. Don't fuck them up with inflation now. I was looking at it and I was trying to see, I'm going to export this into Unreal just to see it in Unreal in context. She seemed thicker. That's the best way I can phrase it. Then it, like when I was looking at it, but now that it's here, she doesn't seem as thick. When I mean thick, I mean like her legs, thigh, hip area seemed like very thick. But now that she's here, I think she's not nearly as thick that I was like, and I was like, it's probably the hair also that's, you know, missing the hair and all that good stuff. She could be Scottish. Based on what? Hold on. What possible thing here says that she's Scottish? I'm curious. I don't know Scottish people enough to have any idea what is a Scottish thing, so. A lot of Scottish surnames start with Mick. Ah, so if she's Mick Baldy, that would make her potentially Scottish. I see. Context is needed. You thought the Quinn model looked weird. The torso felt long, but it's been over a week from seeing it originally. Thing. Well, you gotta keep in mind that Quinn is also not curvy at all. Right? It's relatively straight with a very small chest. This is also in perspective versus orthographic, which makes it a little different in how it looks. If she was in orthographic, this would look different. This is just a screenshot that. So. Let me go ahead and export this though. Extension PNG. Layers. You can do the separated layers, so you can do multiple at once. The nice thing here, by the way, someone mentioned it, and I was like, it's probably not for me. But I gave it a try, and you can do layers. So I can throw in the renders from Unreal into here, and the original image is this. So in here, the reason why I'm like, oh, this is actually pretty cool, is you can do all of the things. Like, for example, I can give it an outline. I can change the brightness, contrast, right? Just tweak the values to make it better as a pixel piece. Make her a zombie, make her nice and red. Whatever it is, change the camera. And that's like only the basic stuff. Then there's stuff, for example, I can output just a line drawing here. So I haven't actually been loaded Unreal, but one of the things I was going to do is have enemies or elites have an outline using post-process. But maybe I just do this. Hey, Sir, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. I do this, and I can export the outline as a separate thing. The only thing I need to do is figure out how do I have it automatically bring in and assign all the stuff. So that's the only thing. So I don't know. But that's lines only. And then obviously, like I add an outline here, which I can control. I can control the thickness. Yep. I can also make it a gradient. I'm not going to, but I could. There's also an inline if you want to put something on the inside of the character for whatever reason. Like going in. I don't see why you would. Well, you could effectively tint the inside of the character to make it look like it's glowing, potentially. I'm kind of blocking a bit of the controls here. I'll move myself here so you can see it. Right now, it's for $20 US. By the way, it's until, I guess, Saturday at 4 or something. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I should just grab it. As I'm thinking about it, it's not that much money where I'm like, oh crap. Maybe I shouldn't. This is like inline. Cool. There's also color lines where you can convert, I guess. or colors line. From color. I don't know what this does. I'll be honest. Ah, okay, so this converts. So if this is obviously not the best. Maybe? I don't know, this became darker. If I undo. I don't know. I don't know about this one. Oh, you look into it. Because they need to manually do it. Added contrast would be your guess for inline. I mean, I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. It says colors line. That's really weird. Also normal line. This takes, by the way, like rigged 3D characters. Like that's a thing. I don't know if I'll be able to do that with the complex stuff that I have. I mean, it's worth trying. There's also stuff like polishing it. So like I can cut off the arms and legs. This isn't actually supposed to cut it off. This is more where it's supposed to cut off like things that stick out weirdly. So that's why this is removing the fingers that are single. They are single pixels. That now he has nubs. And also like this removes internal stuff. But you can see it's better without it in this case. There's also denoising, which effectively makes it so the lighting disappears and blurs it. Denoising just basically is a blur, which I mean effectively is what it is, right? That is what a denoiser is, effectively. It's not only needed on this one, but on a different one it could be quite useful. Like if you had a very noisy render, that could be good. And there's some weird stuff like shockwave. I don't know what this stuff does. Oh, jeez. You know, I was saying about the character might be a little thick. Well, now she's very thick. I think we got our new main character proportions. Oh dear God. What on earth is this app? Welcome in, Leo. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Pixel over. Hold on, hold on. I basically pixel. This is pixel stuff. This is a pixel program for modifying pixel stuff. So like this is the original. This is just you're modifying it through color corrections, and this is just a just expand based on position here. I'm just playing around with. But this is the original image that I threw in. Obviously, it was bigger. I just scaled it down. Where's the original? This is the original. It's literally a screenshot from ZBrush of the current work in progress of the character. And I just took this and I threw it in here. I did the alpha cutout myself, just to have something quick. And I threw it in here, and then this was the result, and then I threw on this. The upper part isn't great. Let's move it back. Yeah. Yeah. Guys been working on it for a bit. There you go. Our character will be nice and thick. Let's see what this looks like. Only current is fine. Area and size. I mean, I assume canvas is fine. Area, full canvas. I don't know. I'll just do full canvas. Make it easy. One image in the specified folder. Extension. You can save it as an A sprite. Hello. Now that's interesting. That's very interesting. Yep. Hello? Why freeze? Man, he'll get a break from carrying the pre-alpha. His pack will get a rest. And he'll eventually become an Easter egg skin called God Mode. What happened? Let's try this again. Look, it has autosaves. Okay, let's hit autosaved with the just turn that off. Can you say it? Oh, did it start? Can't write file here due to missing permissions or invalid characters in the file name. File name base. Test, or I guess Ceres test. Full. Can't write file here due to missing permissions or invalid characters in the file name. What does that mean? Invalid permissions here. Oh, what is this? Oh, it is. I haven't specified the full. Okay. I thought like it will pop up asking you where to put it. No, you have to click here and then like. Sure, let's put it here. Hey, K9, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. There's our image. Let's load Unreal. I haven't done that yet. How's the game going so far? It's going well. Two episodes so far? Yeah, I probably should watch that. I assume it's on Crunchyroll. A free run soon? Eh. No one cares about that. One thing you like about the ricochet you make, there's no guarantee that it will hit all the targets. I mean, isn't that what Ricochet is normally like? Where you have to aim things still? I mean, you say L rage bait, but you're here commenting about it. I think that's a pretty W rage bait. It's a terrible image. I mean, that was not as effective. I mean, true. But I wasn't expecting it to be very effective to begin with. Ooh, you can move this. The behavior is guessing is sort of pseudo ricochet that bounces deliberately between enemies. Ricochet should just hit and then bounce based on the angle it's hit and nothing else. It shouldn't home on enemies. It shouldn't that could be an additional thing you can add to it, but like also give it ability to home and bounce effectively. But Ricochet itself doesn't guarantee hitting anything. And we call it Ricochet even though the actual Ricochet is bouncing off. And yeah, that's all Ricochet is. Ricochet is just bouncing off. If you wanted to go at an enemy, that's homing. You can combine the two. You can have a homing Ricochet where it'll bounce off things and try to home onto enemies. But typically, it's usually one or the other. You don't really have both. I mean, honestly, not bad. Yeah, the main reason I was testing this is because obviously it's not the right colors. It's not the final model or right. Is I was trying to see proportions. Because it seemed like she was too bottom heavy. And so I wanted to see what it looks like in editor or in engine rather. So she does seem very thick, doesn't she, on the bottom? Version wise it reads, but you guess some of the detail gets lost in the bottoms. You said it doesn't have correct lighting. Yeah, it doesn't have the lighting. It doesn't have anything. Yeah, what I was thinking is potentially elongating, or I guess thinning out her waist, legs area. So waist, hips, legs just get thinner. So thinner legs, slightly thinner hips, and thinner waist to make her seem a little taller. Because I think she's a little too heavy here. it could be like from here, I think it reads fine. I think from here, it's not that bad. Why does it look like she's so heavy from up here? Is it just because of the fabric here that it's making it seem that way? I think it's not that. I think it's the fact that the hips. Well, I guess I mean I didn't cut into it very well. I might have a little extra grabbed here. I don't know. I mean, it seems like it was fine for cutout. No, like it was fine. Like that seems like the right. But I'm thinking slightly. Like I don't want to go like no hips at all, but I think slightly skinnier waist, which effectively will make her boobs seem bigger without actually making her boobs seem actually bigger. And a taller, I guess what I want is effectively a taller character, without actually making taller, right? To make it seem like she's taller. I'll chat with the character dev. Now let me turn on shadows. And turn off collisions. Oh, sprite material. Hold on. Excuse me. Sprite material. I wanted masked. Masklet. Oh, there we go. That actually it reads a lot better. There we go. Now that's masked and lit. Hips don't lie, but I still feel like maybe she's a little too bottom heavy. Like I think if she was like just right a little like here, this, instead of line being here, it was like a tiny bit more in, and then hips just a little less here. Looks like the average team of Avengers team. This is Quinn, by the way, for reference. What also probably isn't helping here is that this is a perspective, but it's a perspective straight on, so it should be roughly the right thing. I don't know. I think I'll ask about that from the artist. Unless you guys are like, no, hips, amazing, keep hips. But I feel like I want to see slightly more stomach. Like I feel like the distance here is I'd want like higher, and slightly not as thick here. Yeah. It's kind of like that Resident Evil lady. I don't know which one you're talking about, but definitely not the really tall one. see if I have so here's the shiny version of that character right now. Like, she has hips and thighs. Maybe what's really I don't know. Or maybe it's the fact that the shorts here could just end a little bit lower, which will make her stomach seem bigger. And if this doesn't go as far down as well, I'll play around with it. We'll play around with it. Because in perspective and looks bent from the knee, she looks fucking tall. She's 2 meters tall in terms of like character height. But I mean, I can make her whatever height I want. All right, like, hold on, just oh, hello, Lady Dimitrescu. Oh yes, this is a nice hand you have. Yeah. Look, I have a child. He's asking for a piece. Let me see about bumping that up. Just to see if I can separate the cape, I guess you'll call it. I don't know, it's just a piece of fabric because it's not really, cape is from the shoulders. This is not from the shoulders. You'll up your blanket? Have a good night. Thanks, Simon. Bye. Now let's try this. Because I want to give it the proper test. And if it's just a matter of like lighting, that is just not, or see this with it being brighter, I feel it's more of what I was expecting it to look like. But yeah, I feel like I feel like the hips, legs area should still change. Don't want that. Okay, let's go back to all right. Cool. We have our little test. I got the direction to go. Okay. With that though, let's go ahead and see what the hell we're working on. Let's see what we're working on. I think we were done here. Were we done here? I don't know. We weren't done. We needed to do the search here. I remember. I believe we finished the display of the card and all that stuff, but we just need to do the search functionality because we changed the buttons. We rebound all that. That's right. That's right. I remember. Come on, load it! Load it! So here, ooh, why is this not... That wasn't good. Is it just because I went into it with a keyboard and mouse instead of a controller, and it didn't select the card automatically to begin with? It should grab the first card and fill it in here, even when I'm using keyboard and mouse. Obviously, once I select something, it's gonna be there. But when I go into a tab, I think, or at least when I load it in, because it doesn't keep the tab. If I am on the discarded cards and I open it again, oh, I am still on discarded cards. Yeah, I should just pick, it should stay. But so on creation, it used to generate the cards and then grab the first card's info. Actually, it doesn't need to even generate the cards. I can just grab the first card's info because it should be in one of the activated cards. So when I do this one, when I add this, is when it should automatically populate it. Hey, Pseudo Kid, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. How's it? I need to remember where the hell I do that. I think it's on the player. I want to say that's on the player when we do the possession. Let's take a look. Initialize stats. Or is that when I go into the dungeon, actually? That probably is when I go into the dungeon. You're doing okay-ish? All about you? Doing all right, doing all right. Well, hopefully the ish will become more good than not. I'll keep my fingers crossed for you. Well, okay, I'll keep my legs crossed for you. I need my fingers right now for pressing the mouse and keyboard. So the best I can do is offer you my legs crossed. That one's easy. You can't expect me to put an effort here. That'd be crazy. We see game instance variables. Let's take a look where I do this. Game mode, game instance. Game mode, get card deck set it to dungeon card deck right here. So that's where we do it. Perfect. They put you on some new meds to bring down the brain swelling on Sunday, and it's been helping? Good. Helping is good. And hopefully it just reduces the swelling. You know, we don't want your genius to go away. Swallowing the extra stuff, sure. Tell him to just move the swelling into the actual useful part of the brain, so that way you just have a big, useful brain. What can only help, right? Exactly. Well, when I do this get card deck, let me just make sure that it is actually what I'm thinking of. Which just gets this. Hold on. Where do I finalize cards? I don't think that's where it is. I think it's somewhere else. I think I do it on the player. I think I do this on the player somewhere. You can't program right now, which does kind of suck the big one. I'm sorry to hear that. Have you ever heard of vibe coding? It's all the rage these days. Don't worry. You can still program. I don't know why it's called vibe coding out of all things. Hold on. Oh, so wait. So the only place I do add card to deck is in the deck builder deck. And here? I need to remember where it is. Set new weapon. Set current weapon. There we go. At starting. So it was here. Get unlocked cards. If it's a great sword, great sword. And then we activate the cards. Here, okay. I knew I was on the player. I just didn't look. I went here first time too. I just didn't scroll to the right. You know what? Let's do so I don't miss it next time. I'm just gonna do a sequence here. Anyway. You know what? With what you're doing, you could work since you're translating Vex to C++ right now. There you go. Should really be using PCG for this and not building a C++ fence generator in Unreal. For a fence, yeah, I would do it with PCG for sure. You can definitely do it with C++. But it's so easy to do with PCG for offense that there's really no reason not to. I think is the best way to say, like, yeah. It'd be impressive still. I mean, I'd be impressed. I don't know how difficult it is to make a fence with C++, but I'd be impressed. But I don't know if other people would be impressed. You're like 60% done? I mean, if you're over halfway done, you might as well finish it, right? But the set large card preview won't work. Well, I guess what I need to do is just get the collection card. The first collection card. It's literally just getting the collection. So let's do you. Dungeon collection. Yeah, it's this. I guess I don't need the discarded cards anymore. I don't need deck cards. Bird cards. It's all been replaced. We're using this. No. We're not using this. Okay. We're using this. Obviously using that. Okay, so here on the graph, event construct. I want to do a set large card preview. Oh yeah, get collection. What do I need the card widget for? Oh, this. No? Wait. Oh, target. I created buttons for this. Let me just check what this is. I don't remember. Said large card preview. Select a card. Oh, okay. And if it's valid. Oh, okay, it's deselect card and it sets a new one for selected card. We're not gonna have that. That should theoretically be fine. You don't understand why your Vex are C++ right now? Oh, you don't understand it right now? On plus side though, Blackouts only lasted
Remember
one day.
when Twitch didn't have 3-minute unskippable pre-rolls? Me neither. Pausing.
Hallucinations only lasted 2 days? Were the hallucinations at least fun? Like, right, you could have scary hallucinations, you can have normal hallucinations, or you could be hallucinating that you're, at, a party and there's topless girls everywhere. Right? There's a spectrum. It could be, like the 2 girls at the end of the hallway from that scary movie. It could be like, there's a train going through my living room, or it could be, something fun. There's a spectrum. There's like a crowd of people and weird stuff like that. Okay, so the normal, I would say normal range. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. Things that you like obviously know that is this, that is a hallucination. I guess, depending on your life, if you did have topless girls dancing around in your room, that could be not a hallucination. I mean, I don't know your life, so. That'd have been more fun. Sounds like a hoot. Dude, I've been watching freaking gameplay. I've been watching like a streamer play Expedition 33. I platinumed that game and I'm like, I still want to play more. And I beat the DLC. I didn't beat all the the hardest bosses in the DLC, but I beat the DLC boss, if that makes sense. And it's like, I'm so tempted to play a new one, like a new run, but I have games that I've literally bought over winter break and I have not played. God damn it. Probably should play them. Probably. Just maybe, yeah, just maybe. And they're good games. Like I got, well, one of the games is good, I know. I got, what's it called? Open Steam to remind me of the names of games, because look, I don't have anything wrong with my brain. I'm just stupid. I got Crisis Core, because I've never played the original Crisis Core, and I feel like, could be good to play Crisis Core and see what the story there is. And Stellar Blade. Oh, you know what? Actually, hold on. Speaking of Stellar Blade, is there a full body? Yeah, there is. Hold on. I'm going to use this reference to check the proportions of my character, just to see, where it is. I can drag in. Oh my god, I can just drag in images from the internet. That's actually pretty awesome. Yeah, so she is slimmer. Her waist is slimmer. And she feels taller. Around here. Like her, like proportionally, because this waist is slimmer, it feels this way. So I think the artist is not gonna like me asking for it, but I probably will, because this is more of the like proportions that I want. That I was going for. I wonder if they're you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if there's a 3D model. Yep, there is. Of course there is. So I can compare it. But I don't know. Maybe she's just taller. And so, in comparison, it just seems that way. I don't know. I'll take a look at that. That's for later. Anyway, back to this though. Dude, I'm doing better than you are right now. Don't be hard on yourself. Oh no, don't worry. Almost never take me seriously about that kind of stuff. Almost never serious. Yeah, there we go. So now this is selected. And go here and still all fine. And then they can go back here. But if I go and select these guys and then leave, come back. Leave, come back. Yeah, it still gets selected. Excellent. So this is fixed. Good. Cool. It works. Yay. Oh, you know what? I should test with the controller. That was me. Oh, I need to find the option to turn off Steam opening when I turn on the controller. Yeah, and well, it's selected, so it should be doubly selected. And now, yeah. Yay! Ooh, whoa. Right? Ah, okay. So when I select something and then I go back between tabs, it selects the first one, but memory still thinks it's not the first one. So I need to tell it, hey, go back to the first one in terms of like what it's selecting. That is kind of important. You here now. Projectile base. Need. Okay. Oh no, activate origin. So here it's always getting 0. But if it's valid and we get child here, then I also want to set selected index to also be 0. I think it's literally going to be just simple as that. So when we go through and select the different tabs, even when we were on a different card before, it will remember, hey, navigation controller from the beginning, please. Yeah, this all works still. Okay, so if I'm like on speed boost, go here, I'm in 1, press right, and now, yep. Oh, why is it when I press down, it goes to cleave? That's not right. Is the navigation hard-coded in the number of things? Hey, stop it. No joystick drift, please. I think the number of cards is hard-coded here, isn't it? Yes, it is. We don't want that. Max columns. Each of those places? I guess it is just for up and down. And I had to today I got an assignment of like cleaning up a really bad model. And it's basically set up with a bunch of panels. So like really thin, you know, like curved rectangles basically. Or curved, you know, planes. And the topology is super bad on it. Like super bad. I've been trying to find like automatic ways of retopologizing the damn thing. Like to just give me something. Nothing. If we refuse to give nothing I tried pretty much worked. Maya didn't work. Houdini didn't work. Download a separate program didn't work. Tried looking into ZBrush. Based on what I saw, it's not really going to be good enough. So I'm going to have to do it manually and do quad draw. Just for some panels. Only reason I wanted to do the automatic way is just because I know that if I figure out a way of doing it automatically, that's going to make my life easier. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just click this button, done. But no such luck. And it's for, it's not for Unreal, so it doesn't need to have like the most perfect, right, topology in the world. So, didn't have any luck though. Unfortunately. Okay, I want to go not here. We're done with you. We're going here to these guys. So for this, I need to open up the search bar. This thing. So. Can I copy all of this over? Will it let me? They're named the same. They're not in the right place, but they're named the same. Check to flip order. Oh, okay. Hold on. That's fine. And copy this. Paste. Reverse sort is a global variable here. Um. Oh. I need to bind to another one, huh? I don't suppose I can copy an event dispatcher. I can't. Can't find it. I name it the same, and now it's happy. Okay, that's fine. So let's just find everywhere we're doing this. Event construct. We need to do all of this. Create a variable for you. Okay. Got you. Got you. Yep. Okay, so that's the only places where we have it. Okay. So theoretically now, it will not work or it will not do anything, but you should be able to have the colors change. It's blue. Yeah, okay, cool. So this part is working now. Good. Now, what we need to do is bind to the thing above it. So let's go to deck builder. Is it just bound here? Yes. So that means that on you... I guess I don't need to bind on anything. I just call it. Because it's in the same thing. It's not a separate widget in my case, which makes it actually easier. Set focus and refresh widget. I think we don't need to do this. I think we just do refresh widget. Regenerate sorted cards? This is actually just regenerate cards. Oh, there it is. Generate cards. Yep. So wherever we do the clicked, what? Yeah, that was weird. we do then regenerate cards. Instead. The only thing is, I don't think I have it set up to sort. Let me see. I do not. Okay. Kind of important. So we have the sorting functionality in there. So. Okay, what do we need? We need a sort collection. We complain about too much? Search text. I believe that's a local variable. No. Okay. That one's easy. So instead of getting unlock cards, we push those through. Cards to sort. And then this goes, yeah, through here. And then through here. Okay. Where are we using the search text, though? We're using a lot in here, yes, but I feel like this should be used inside of here. Well, I guess we're not using a search text. Actually. I shouldn't need this. This whole search text stuff I shouldn't need. Because in the dungeon one, I don't have the search bar. I just have sorting. Because there's... Is there any reason why I don't have all the functionality in here? I mean, you don't need the filters in here. It's not a deck builder. It's just no. Yeah, there's no reason to. I mean, make an executive decision to not. So it's gonna go in false. So that means all of this is off of false. So kill all of this. Ba, ba, ba. Let's see. Where do I still use it? Still use it there. And I still use it there. That's fine. I'm not. This is the function library. I'm just reusing the same one for everything. You know, it'll just bypass the sorting of the text. That's fine. We don't need the other stuff. I'm just thinking, do I leave that functionality in case I want to add it in later? But I guess I can copy it from the other one after as well. It's probably fine. Let's find out. Let's find out if it works. It's one of those things where I could give the player the ability to take all of these cards and not only sort them, but also search for them and filter them, but it's not. This is like in the dungeon. You already built your deck. There's no reason for you to filter them. It's not like you can do anything with them except for look. So I feel like here it's not really needed. But this is working now. We can do this. We can change this. Obviously, this doesn't do anything because we don't have different rarities, but searching works. Now we just need to bind the button for it. Why do I have a lot of errors? Why are we having a lot of nuns? Yeah, don't look at the branch one. Where's the get deck builder search selection? Ah. Ah. Well, hold on a second. Where is this being used? Inside of... This is not being used inside of the thing that... it's only inside the HUD. The character... Oh, it's... Oh... It's here, and this is the card sorting. Okay. So... Huh. Well... I was expecting the blueprint interface to return like defaults, like false, 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 you know, 0, whatever, like blank, and then it should work fine. Because if I just bypass this and leave them at values of the default values, just to be clear here, it shouldn't give me any errors, theoretically. This all works. Yeah, change the sorting, change all this, all still works. And I escape and no errors. So that's interesting. So when you are using a blueprint interface and you set values from it, if it fails to get the information, then it throws errors at you. Well, let's find out about this. E5, if you use a blueprint interface to get variables, and the blueprint interface fails, it seems like there's errors setting the variables. But what I wanted was for the variables to just stay default. Do I need to create a system to bypass the blueprint interface? Or is there a simpler solution? Right, blueprint interface is just when you're trying to activate something on something else, just ignore it then. It just doesn't do anything. But getting it, I guess, is different. If the target implements the interface, the call executes, blah, blah, blah. If the target does not implement the interface, the call silently does nothing, no execution, no errors, blah, blah, blah. For functions with return values, the return pin output the default values. The error settings the variable you mentioned might stem from a common compiler warning like no value will be returned. So it should just work. So I think the problem then isn't this interface, most likely. The problem is probably what it's trying to do with this interface. So the get deck builder search selection on the HUD is the problem. That's the problem. But, oh, I see the problem. I'm checking that the search filter dropdown is valid, but I'm not checking that the deck builder is valid. So it fails here, which means it never gets even further down. So what I need to do is, so I was right in thinking of understanding how the interface works, but I just wasn't looking in the right place. So here, if it fails, we also go here. So that way, if we're in the dungeon and it's not using the deck builder, then it fails, obviously. Or if it's not selected, like I never loaded the drop down for the custom filter, obviously that won't exist either, in which case also just give it the default values. Otherwise, get the right values and then return this. Okay. That should fix the problem. Now we should be golden like a goose. I don't know why the goose is golden. Midas might have touched it. Most likely inappropriately. Let's be honest. And that's what happens. Okay. Yep. Oh, this is working. Good. No errors. Yeah, okay. That is working wonderfully. Now, next one is we need to set up the buttons for it. We should be able to reuse the same buttons effectively from the deck builder. Do I have the full screen toggle set up for this thing? Yes. Good. Just want to check. I want deck builder sorting. I mean, it literally should be that full with my setup where I just copy two notes, plop them in, and then it worked, right? That is how I designed it, right? Where I just do that now. Watch it not work. Can't wait to watch it not work. Okay, next tab. God damn it, it doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? Because... No, sort previous, sort next. Ah, because it's specifically sorting the deck builder, I'm pretty sure. I need to specifically tell it to... no, I mean... HUD search, search bar next sort. See. Yeah, it's specifically on the search bar, it's doing this. So the select next sort, reverse sort, and I need to grab these and put them inside of not you. Or you. Yeah, you're the one. Mm-hmm. Reverse sort. Okay. I think that's the main ones. So here... Don't need this. Don't need this. Okay. So what we need to do is... Let's make this bigger. Check if this is valid. If it is, then we'll do it. Okay. Otherwise, we need to get is the collection reference. I'm gonna rename this to an dungeon collection reference. And we do the select next sort here again if it is valid. And a similar thing here, where we check if this is valid. If it is, then do it. Otherwise, reverse sort. Okay. Let's see it. It should now work. Full controller, full sorting. I need to add the boss sorting. Is one of the things on the list. But, great. R1, L1, and then R2. Shit. Why? Why not? This should be triggering. If things worked the first time I ever did them, the game would be done. Let's be realistic here. So it's not doing anything. But why? So this is not triggering at all. Okay. Oh, it wouldn't trigger here. It'd be triggering on the cards. Hold on a second. Do I have the logic on the cards? It should be on the cards already. Because this should not be triggering. This, right? The selected thing is technically the card. But it might work when we go into a different tab. So this doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything. But now it works, right? So these work because the selected tab, it's the tab that's selected. So I can do it on the cards. Why don't cards have that? That's odd. Let's see what's going on with the cards. Let's see. Oh, you know, I know why. It's because I'm using deck cards on there, which is a child. And I put that logic specifically in the deck card version. But I'm using the preview version for these. So this is the deck card version. And I bet it's in here. Yep, there it is. That's fine. Hey, Flick, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. New game or same game? Same game. Yeah, deck builders. I think a year now, potentially. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute. Hey, Bloodings. Welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Done a lot here. I mean, the game I've been working on for nearly 2 at this point. Our time, mind you. Like, it's not a year of work, even. But it's been almost 2 years of time. You've not seen all of it, been watching the YouTube stuff, but the OG stuff. Gonna take a while to catch up. All good. But yeah, it's been in there for a while at this point. Let's do... Scrap. And then this is going to be quit. Close? Close, not quite. And then here we will grab you. I don't know how open starting cards. Nope, nope, nope. I'll select deck builder area. Where is it? We wanted to grab first floor. Yeah, there it is. YouTube for VODs is a plethora of learning. I mean, I appreciate it. I appreciate the lie. If I'm watching people make games fun to watch, seeing how things are made without the stress of debugging, I can understand that. Something motivating and peaceful about it for sure. Hey, I'll take it. Glad I can help somehow. Okay, so now why aren't you doing this still? Your preview. No, did I put in the wrong one? What's up with these? Where is it? View selection only. That's fine. Oh, this is the card collection one. It's not the preview one. It's the card collection one. Ah, I put it in there. That means fine. It could be in the other one too. There, just put it in here. Don't cut yourself short. You will learn a lot your way with BCG stuff. Yeah, but my game dev or my streams don't help you with that. Yeah, the videos are educational. I don't know about the live streams. But don't tell anyone. There it is. Forget to put it in the right place. The stream stuff is raw. That's where the real shit is. Part of your French, you're good. Yeah, you can curse. I don't mind. As long as it's not like insults, then I don't care. Insults or like the bad curse words. PC insults, yeah, we don't like Mac here, for example. Only PC insults only. And don't get me started on Linux. Jesus. Okay, so works now. Fully works, and let me just check that it works with keyboard as well. Yeah. It works. I can swap the direction. Go next previous. Unlike the deck builder, this one does go back to the first card each time, but I think that's fine. Because this is not really meant for... I mean, it'd be nice if it stayed in the same card when you sorted it, to be fair. Your card's the power the player gets. Yeah, they're like Binding of Isaac power-ups. So they're just all passives. These are all passive stuff that you can grab, like additional orbs spawn around the player, homing for your attacks, spawn a fire trail behind you, and they all stack together. So for example, I can have, you know, fire trail, explosions around me, extra stamina, regen. You know, now when I run around, right, I have like all of them. And then if I increase my damage, that also obviously all stack together. You know, I can have those attacks can give me lifesteal back, and I can also do more damage from them. You know, yeah, it all stacks. More speed. And now, art's so good. Oh, I'm glad you like it. I'll let Midjourney know. Okay, so now that guy died from the fire, and you know, probably someone in the way here. Now I'm just killing enemies with dashing into them and fire. Stand there. His headbutt is big enough where I just walk around him and you just die from the fire. Yep, there it goes. I didn't mean to do anything. Fire's actually really good. I didn't get the highest rank, to be fair, but yeah. And this is the world. Well, this generated version of the world. That's the shop room over there. And these Ranger Maple, well, they're basically all sprites. These guys are actually 2D. These guys are proper like 3D, like 8-directional 3D. This is broken. This needs to be like adjusted and fixed. Can't do anything about it. Can't go that way now. You know, some problems. Haven't attacked a single time. By the way, I have abilities. Which I have not used at all. Because I was just doing the dash, run away, run strat. Is the bad guys? Yeah, the bad guys are like from the original, Game Jam. What's the words again? I forget words too much. Which makes it even more difficult when you're trying to learn a language. Jesus Christ. This game, remember Jam It stuck with you? I love that, yeah. Well, I knew that for my big idea for the, I knew I could not execute for the Jam, but I wanted to still see if I could make a game in 2 weeks, and I did. I made a game in 2 weeks, which made, like, while working part-time, which meant that I can make a game. I need to now make the game that I want to make, and I just continue working on it. Like the final result, I knew I want a directional movement. My original game jam game didn't have that. There was no way I could do that in time. So my original game was very different. I mean, here, I'll pull it up. Where is it? Package 2024. This is from 2/16 of 2024. So it's almost 2-year mark on this one. This is the original game. Look a little different. These enemies are still here. Yeah. These are just the original fully 2D sprite enemies. The orbs for experience are still here. All the mobs having a lot of blood still here. That's a dead end. Gimme. Anyway. There's a Skyrim door. You ever seen a Skyrim door? I mean, I don't know about that one. But it's definitely is it just the door that came with this pack that I was using? Oh, there's the boss room. I'm way under experienced, but there's the boss. I mean, I can take a few hits, so you know what? Yep. Boink. Yep. That's it. And now we're here. And now we're here. Yeah. And now I have a this is the start of the design of the actual character for the main for the player. A little bit better. A little bit too bottom heavy, as I'll say. It's a little too thick, I feel like. So I'll let the character artist know that probably a little thinner along the hips, waist, thighs. Like, I think it's not bad. Like, this definitely could work, but I feel like for the proportions that I'm going for, yeah. How do you set up the sprite version? I have a video that I'm making for that for Sunday, actually, of how to take 3D characters and make them into sprites if you wanted to. Or really, you could just use that to just, if you're working somewhere, to quickly render out a bunch of camera angles at once. It's for your supervisor to review or whatever else.
Stream pause. Don't watch ce shampoo diesen plot relevant.
I totally understood that. But I think he said stream is paused for ads. Pretty sure he said that. I've been brushing up on my Expedition 33 speech. Yeah. If I do, I was actually just open a new one. Ta-da. Here we go, a solo project as well, and have a taste you're going for. You don't want super UI 3D fidelity, but you do want some of that. You know for sure you want the shader to be close to sprites. Well, keep in mind that I'm actually using sprites. Like, this is not a looks like sprites. This is sprites. The characters are sprites. The world is 3D, but the characters are sprites. Yeah, you can see there's the camera setup, and there's that. Like in the tutorial, I'm not gonna show like 8 directions. I'll probably just show like here's 4, because there's no reason for me to do the same thing 4 more times. You've got 8 if you want 8, or if you want like. Again, it's useful for even for showing someone that if you're a character artist, or if you're just working with someone else and you want to show your work to someone else, you can just render out the animation from multiple camera angles, like, and just be like, here's all of them. And one go. I click render once and I get all of them. And it comes with normal maps. Tops of them are shaded, even though it's a sprite. Can you self-discover this tech? I mean, not really. I mean, if you've ever seen Dead Cells. Dead Cells is a fantastic game, and they had a pipeline of taking 3D and making 2D sprites out of them. So they have a 3D character, and they, at their time, they had a custom setup where it would render this 3D character and output the sprites, and then they could adjust the colors or whatever it is. They, I believe, had a full custom setup, but that's how they did all of their animations. Is they had it as actually a 3D character, and then go from there. Great game. And then this is where they'd also render out the normal map, which is also what I'm doing. I'm rendering a normal, which allows things like lighting to affect the character. So you basically just get the normal map plus the 3D, plus the sprite from the 3D models. So I didn't come up with this. I think they did. I just really liked the idea, and it does simplify things a lot for me. And I want to then put it together instead of a 2D environment, 2.5D environment. And now I created a system that can generate sprites for me. Great game. If you've not played Dead Cells, I highly recommend. Let's see. Dead Cells. Are they making a second one? I don't remember. You have many hours in Dead Cells, amazing game, yeah. I don't have that many hours, I think. Well, I have 19 hours on record. I don't know. I think back then, I used to also play a lot offline. So I don't know if this might be accurate, or maybe I played more. But Yeah, like definitely my game is in terms of like the way it's set up is inspired by Dead Cells. Definitely not the look of it, right? Because this is very like single color, very deliberate like lines and stuff. The aesthetic is different. All right, there's the character you're looking at, but still, the methodology I definitely was inspired by. It's also how they can do different weapons and things of that nature. Like one thing that I believe I took away from this is not only so their methodology, and two, I believe if he's running, yeah, when he's running, let me see if it, I mean you can see it here, but let me see there, right? His idle and his movement, all activities that don't need a weapon don't have the sprite with a weapon. And because he doesn't need a weapon for all those animations, you don't show it. And so the animations that you need to create when you want a new weapon is just the animations you need for the weapon, as in the attacks or the abilities that use it. And then you just swap those, and the rest is just being reused. So that whole system of 3D to 2D, and then this is kind of all of that I put together. Again. I miss this man. Anyway. Yeah, this is just multi-camera render out. I mean, if I wanted to, I could render this character right at full res, like 1K by 1K. It doesn't really matter. That part like is entirely dependent on like what you want. The main thing here is it's basically just a level sequence with your cameras and a setup for it, which is super easy to adjust and like swap animations or whatever else. Yep. Well, so that'll be the video I think for this Sunday. Something different, but I want to do stuff that's different, and I asked people on in the community post. Yeah, whenever I have like ask about like ideas for like video, like if anyone's ever interested in, that's always goes into the community post typically. So, right, so there it is. That's me asking about it. Herbal notifications typically mute everything known to man. Oh, I do the same. I don't blame you. Yeah. I do the same. I actually have been, I mean, I tend to post on Twitter, Blue Sky, and here at the same time. Because of that. Because I know nobody checks everything and everyone looks differently. They like different things, so whenever I make a post about asking for stuff or just saying something, it should be linked down below in the cards. But it should be just Procedural Minds. I don't remember if there's an underscore. Yeah, Procedural Minds. No underscore. Yeah, the YouTube one has an underscore. You see Patreon, YouTube, Discord? Do I not have... Am I bad? That might be bad. It might be a command. Oh yeah, I only have YouTube, Discord, yeah. Never mind. I apparently, really, I don't have. Oh, you know why? I think it was such a it was much later that I added or created these compared to like setting everything up that I probably didn't never set up. To be fair, you know, I don't know how you can I see how long my account's been a thing? Joined November 2024. Since November of 2024, you're the first person to ever even request to know that information on stream. So, over a year is the first time anyone's even asked. So you'll have to forgive me for not having it set up. Anyway, that's the new character. Okay, let's go back to hub time. So, new front page of the internet these days. My front page is basically YouTube. That's where I spend most of my time. Things are working here. Everything here is good. So I'm going to replace this being on select with a screen that shows the weapon ability information. So that's the next thing. And then we're going to make the actual deck builder be accessible here. So they'll be right between the place where you get cards and the place where you get upgrades to be able to have more cards, basically, right between the two. That does mean we need to have a design for the weapon ability display, I guess you can call it. Right? Because you have all these abilities, and they have certain amount of damage and stuff that they do. But it would be good. Oh, not but. And so it'll be good to know how much damage they do. What is the percentage? What is the cooldown? Give us the actual, like, give the value. Yeah, you can try it out, but I want the information. If this was purely keyboard and mouse, hover over it. You got the info, like it can tell you. But because I want full controller support, where you can just use a controller, it needs like its own tab here, is what I think. So when you go in here, like maybe the final tab here will be what's it called? Like weapon abilities, and also in the actual hub, you might have a 2-tab system where you have one tab that is weapon abilities, just like the other one. So you can just reuse the same one. And the other one will be where it will be your like base or starting stats or something like that. I don't know, there's not going to be very many base starting stats, but you know, you can upgrade some of your stats already that you start with. For example, like your damage and things of that nature, right? More base health, etc. So I can put that information on the screen too, so you know immediately how much base health you have, how much base damage you have, etc. Stay card for the abilities. You know, it'd be interesting to format it like cards. I didn't think about that. But theoretically, nothing's stopping me from... Technically, there's 7 abilities for every weapon, which is a little bit awkward. But one of them is left click and one click is left click hold, so you just put it under the same one. But nothing is technically stopping me from making ability or making cards like this have either abilities. Now that yeah, I don't think that's what you meant, but now that, you know, I said that out loud, I'm like, you know what? Oh, no. I didn't mean like put the put it on abilities. No. I'm not giving you that much control. Jesus Christ. You know, I'm but one man. I meant more so for just display purposes. So like it would be like 3 cards, but they'd be bigger on screen. And then you'll just be able to like just see the information, if I just did like bring these back. So if I, for example, did snapshot. You cooked too hard, man. You're good. So maybe something like, right? Because we'll need effectively 6. So what I could do is just have 6 preview there. And then what I could do is maybe have 6 like on one side. And then I could have like the abilities. And maybe on the other side would just be a single one, which actually fits really well. I wasn't planning on fitting this well. Where this would just be the weapon card. I mean, that seems clean. The only thing is there will be like a top bar, so I guess it would be like this. Right. Or we have the top bar. Put it here, line this up. And let me just here we go. Right. Hey, you know, something like this. Honestly, I think that's pretty clean. Because that's what we have, effectively. And if we go back to here, right, we have the 4 main abilities. And we have the left click and the right click. And obviously, when you go into a dungeon, you have 1 card that's activated because that's just what you have activated. Nope, there it is. Yeah, I think it fits the style of just having everything be cards, effectively. All right. And we have like this kind of tab system on top, where you just have the one's base stats, one's cards, and then I'd also have, or one's the preview that we had, I'd probably just swap this to be the big card on the right. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter, but yeah, just adjust that accordingly. Yeah. And here, right, you have this automatically in your position because this is the card you have. This is your weapon, so. Yeah. I think that's going to be the plan. Let's actually just go ahead. Oops. Didn't mean to click away. Let's do this. There you go. I'm surprised that it fits so well in terms of like the big card on the 6 just fit really well here. I'm mostly surprised about that, I'll be honest. But yeah, cool. So with that, oh, you know what I just remembered? I never adjusted the these cards. These are still small. I need to adjust these. Yeah, let's make these bigger. Generate cards. I think we need to change the scale, but other way. Why is it? It's not. I can't select it by default. That's a problem. That needs to be fixed. Let's try tweaking this. 1.5. Is it even gonna work? I don't know if it's even gonna work. Did it get bigger? Let's go like 3. Just to make sure that it's actually. No, it's not getting. It's not changing size at all. Okay. No, text is still the same size, but it's not scaling it. The text at the top right I need to fix still, but oh, it's because this is no longer plugged in. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Okay. Let's see what the scale is that we actually need here. I think it's made to fit inside of that area anyway, but really. I think what I need to do is change the padding on the sides a little so that way they can fit more vertically. So padding, yeah, 7.5 is way too high. Let's do 5.5. Top bottom's 10, that's fine. That. Now that I'm thinking about it, it that's why I had it the way I did. Where's that freaking thing still being used? Undrag detected. No, don't do anything here. I'm just gonna disable all this for all. Hey, you're staying. What are you? Deck builder deck? No, don't do this. You're not even doing anything. Goodbye. This is the card collection. Nope. Boss card shop is the one we're keeping. That's the only one we're keeping. All the other ones are going that way. Double check. Okay, yeah, we're back. Good. Good. Just double check we're fine in here as well. But I'm thinking of adding in the large card preview now for the boss card shop. So I might end up doing... Right, because it's fine right now. But also... it doesn't work in editor. But if I go in here, right? Now these are considerably smaller, and that's why I have this larger preview. So when your screen is smaller and you can't read these, you have a larger preview. So, with that being the case, what I could do is do the same thing like I did on the other one. Still have the value here. I need to adjust how it's displayed, but still have the value here. Move the back button basically to the right panel. And all of these will then be like 4 or 5 wide. They'll be a little bit smaller, but it will be basically like the dungeon preview. That only would work if you were on a keyboard and mouse, because then you can move it off the original one and like, okay, you're fine. But when you're on a controller, right, and you're doing this, and it's bigger, you're just blocking your view of the other cards. So, yeah. For when you're doing controller, you don't want to have anything that's like for example, some game I believe like Magic the Gathering, you can have a large preview of the card on the side. Well, imagine this preview card here on the side, then you don't see crit damage up. And when you're using controller for like left, right, and you're like, okay, what was the next card? And then like a certain right, it's just, I didn't like that. So that's why I ended up doing just an always large preview. I felt like that was cleaner. You can see the information from it as well if you wanted to. Why is it become selectable when that is on? It's not a big deal, but odd. So yeah, that's fine. So I could do something like this though. This would allow me to have effectively 3 rows of cards per boss. If I just check this. Right, if we had this. Right, we could have 3 rows of cards per boss. So, right now, every boss has 12 power-ups. We can make it so every boss has 18. Like 18 cards to select from. Just to have it like fit well. The only plus/minus of it is the plan was to have like 100 something power-ups. And obviously if you have more power-ups per boss, then you have less total bosses. If we did 18, right, that means that we have 5 bosses, which is not the end of the world. Really 6, because right, it's 5.5. But the last one, right, would have 10 cards. 10 cards is still fine. Right. 10 cards would still be fine for the last one, because that'd be like the final boss, and you can get like 10 cards from him. That maybe are like the most powerful ones, or figure it out. The 10 cards would fit like this, which is still not terrible. So that would means that if we go with 100 power-ups, and I mean I want 100 as a base, I think that's fine. That would give us 6 bosses, which I think is plenty. 100 power-ups at least. Obviously, if I just, instead of 10 for the last one, I just give him an extra 8 and there's 108 power-ups, no one's gonna cry about more power-ups to choose from. So I think we go with that. We go with 18 per boss and redesign it this way. Which I feel is also better for the player, because like when you're struggling on the first boss, you'd probably want to have like more options of how you want to take your character. Like maybe on the first boss, you'll have the ability to start your dash-based mechanics, your like running around dash versions, your increased power versions, your increased defense cards, you know, something like that. And maybe I'll even try to do it where I have, you know, like a row of offense, a row of defense, and a row of utility. It could be that. Or I could just pick whatever, you know, whatever's there. I'm just thinking. So yeah, let's do this. Let's go ahead and just snip it. boss card shop. This is the weapon abilities display. And this one's already set up. Random would go hard too. Ooh. You know, that would be interesting to have one card instead of 18 per boss, have 17 per boss. And let's say the bottom right card here or something is a random choice. It would be cheaper, but you get a random one. No, that would cause issues. Because you can get multiple tiers of cards. So, for example, when you get damage boost, tier 1 is 10%, tier 2 is 15%, tier 3 is 20%. But it also increases the cost of the card for the more powerful card for the more powerful cards. So I could do, instead of 18, do 15. And then it would be a random tier 1, a random tier 2, and a random tier 3. And tier 2 and tier 3 would only become available when you actually have at least one card in that tier as an option. So it would be 15 per boss. But I feel like that's... like, I feel like at that point, it's like... I'd rather have just more options than just slightly cheaper. Like, that's not a big enough thing. So... I think we'll keep it as 18. For now. You could click on 71 wild card, but lock the tiers to that boss tier. No. The cards have tiers. You get them for specific bosses already. That's already a thing. I'm talking about here. Here's tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 of this. You don't level them up. You just get, you have multiple of these in your deck. So you can, first you unlock the tier 1 version, then you unlock the tier 2 version, then you unlock the tier 3 version. And you can have all three of those in your deck if you wanted to. You get only one of each. But if you want to, you could put all three in your deck and have 30% increased crit chance by having all three of them. Assuming you activate them, obviously. So, but the only way to buy them is to first buy the tier 1 version, then you'll be able to buy the tier 2 version, then you'll be able to buy the tier 3 version. So because of that, and every tier, the second tier is more expensive than the first, and the third tier is more expensive than the second. Yeah. So, yeah. So I think the randomness just is not going to work because of that, which is fine. One thing that I need to add, though, to the meta progression shop that I just realized that I don't have, I'm pretty sure, is the ability for bosses to drop more currency. This is like, this needs to be reworded. Instead of blood is the currency, like for the shop, so you can have more currency to access the shop with. But there should be also another one that says more boss currency or whatever, whatever it is. So that way, it's when you kill a boss, instead of getting 100 currency, let's say you can get 200 currency. So it'll be, especially the early bosses that would be very easy to be farmed. You can start getting those unlocks a little bit faster. That would mean that potentially the second tier boss will require more in terms of its cost than the tier 1 boss did. The tier 3 will be, when I say tier, I mean level. Like the boss on level 3 will require more currency than the one on level 2. We can adjust accordingly, of course. Or I'll set it up to adjust accordingly. So, yeah. I think it's good. I think it's good. I think what I'll do is I'll work on the weapon ability display first. And then we'll revisit the boss card shop. Because the boss card shop currently works. So visual updates, one thing. This is like a full new thing that we're going to add. So we'll do that first. So yeah, tomorrow, weapon ability display. That's the plan. Seems like a good plan to me. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the end. Again on time. Yep. It's almost like you're waiting for me. Like, okay, I can just be here for like 10 seconds, say hi, and then I don't have to be here anymore. Thank God. Turn this off. Damn. But we got our plans figured out. I'm going to ping the I'm gonna try downloading actually the Stellar Blade model and see what the proportions are on that, and take a look at it compared to ours. Because maybe they're the same, it just for some reason reads differently because of clothes. I don't know. We'll figure it out. You should reach the office at this time. Unless you want me to watch you from the bathroom, this is all you can be? I mean, you have a cell phone, I assume. Tablet? Just leave the door open. Put me on the big TV. I see no problems here. I don't know what the problem is. Seems like you have a lot of options. Anyway. I'll be back tomorrow for some more fun and games. Hope you all have a fantastic rest of your night. And I'll see you all tomorrow for Friday, right? Tomorrow's Friday? Yeah, it's Friday. Have a good night, guys. Bye-bye.